Becoming a millionaire has nothing to do with luck. And in this video, I'm going to show you step by step what it takes to actually become a millionaire that no one really shares with you. Growing up, I thought this whole idea of becoming a millionaire was almost like a bad word or taboo topic because I assumed that in order to become a millionaire, you had to be somebody that didn't look like me, or you had to be somebody that had rich parents, or you had to do something bad. Instead, I was always told, don't worry about money, don't talk about money, don't even think about money, and just study hard and become a doctor. Because if you can become a doctor, then everything will just magically fall into your lap. You're going to be rich, you're going to be successful, you're going to be able to find the love of your life, and everything will fall into your lap if and only if you become a doctor. And if you're not a doctor, well, you're a loser. Then, after not going down that doctor route, I learned that you could be a loser and still be financially successful at the same time if you have the right financial education. And there's a difference between the degree you have and the job you have and the amount of financial success that you see. And the difference is going to be the financial education you have. And then I learned that becoming a millionaire is more math than it is luck. If being a millionaire means that you're worth $1 million or more, now just like a math problem, you just want to work backwards. How do you now be worth $1 million or more? And there are 5 ways that you can do that. A, B, C, D, and E. Option A is you're going to cut out as many expenses as you can. That way you can live as small as possible. That way you can save as much money as possible. And you're going to do this every time you get paid until you can save up $1 million in your savings account. Not my recommended approach, but it's possible. Option B is you're going to invest as much money as possible, and you're going to keep investing your money and letting your money compound until your investment portfolio is worth $1 million. Option C is you can YOLO your money into a speculative investment, aka gamble your money into a risky investment and hope that it's going to grow to $1 million quickly. Again, not something I'd recommend, but it's possible. Option D is build a business that makes a net profit of $100,000 a year. If your business is making $100,000 a year of profit, you should be able to sell it at a 10 times multiple, meaning you can sell the business for $1 million. And option E is you work to climb the corporate ladder to find a job or career that pays you $1 million a year or more. There's not many jobs or careers that do this, but there are some jobs out there that will pay over $1 million a year. Notice how only one of these 5 options actually require you to earn $1 million a year to actually become a millionaire. Now, of course, being worth $1 million is on the low end of the actual millionaire status, but you're still technically a millionaire. Now that we know this, now we can move backwards even more as to how do you actually do this to become a millionaire. Let's start here because this is probably the simplest to understand. If you make $100,000 a year and you can save and put aside 15% of that, or $15,000 a year, it's going to take you just over 66 years to accumulate and save up this $1 million. If you make less than that, let's assume you make $50,000 a year and you can save the same 15%, that means now you're saving $7,500 a year. It's going to take you about 133 years to become a millionaire. So 67 to 133 years to become a millionaire with option A. Let's compare that with option B, where now you're constantly investing your money every time you get paid. This might be in the stock market, this might be in real estate, but for the purposes of B, I'm going to assume that you can get an average 8% return on your money. This doesn't mean your money has to grow by 8% every year, but over the long term, you average an 8% return, which is slightly below the historical stock market and real estate average. Now, the amount of time it takes you to become a millionaire is going to depend on how aggressively you invest. If you can only invest $100 a month, which is less than $4 a day, at the 8% return, it's going to take you 54 years to become a millionaire. If you can invest $500 a month, now it's going to take you 34 years to become a millionaire. If you can be more aggressive and you can invest $1,000 a month, now it's only going to take you 26 years to become a millionaire. And if you can invest $2,000 a month, now it's only going to take you 19 years to hit that millionaire status. So 19 to 54 years. 19 years if you can invest $2,000 a month, 54 years if you can only invest $100 a month. This brings me to option C, where now you're going to YOLO your money, you're going to throw your money into a speculative investment to get this $1 million. Now, the unfortunate reality with this is you're probably going to lose your money because this is more like gambling, but let's go with the example anyways. In this example, you're going to be trying to get a 100% return in a year. Now, how long is it going to take you to hit this millionaire status? If you start off with just $1,000 and you can get this 100% return a year, it's going to take you 10 years to grow it to $1 million. If you start off with $10,000, it's going to take you 6.5 years to become a millionaire. And if you start off with $50,000, now it's going to take you 4.5 years to become a millionaire. So 4.5 to 10 years to flip your money into $1 million. Here, the problem is you're more likely to lose all of your money than you are to really make any sort of real money, which is why this is more like gambling than actually investing your money for growth. When it comes to building a business that's worth $1 million, now it becomes a little bit different, because in the early stages of a business, it's not uncommon to see a business grow by 20 to even 300% a year, sometimes more, sometimes less, because in the early stages, you can grow very quickly. Now, unlike the other investments, this is going to require you to actually work in your business. You're going to have to spend time to learn how to build a business, to actually build a business, to hire the team, to build the product, to grow the brand. And this is going to now depend on how involved that you want to be. How disciplined are you? How many hours a day are you going to put in? How much are you going to invest in yourself? How much are you going to invest in your education? How much are you going to reinvest back into your company? How much risk are you willing to take? How good is your product? And everything else required to actually build a business. Now, while building a business really has no cap on how big or how much money you can make, the reality is most businesses are going to fail. And most successful entrepreneurs have to go through a number of business failures before they hit a business that actually makes it. According to a Forbes article, they reported a survey which showed that it takes about 11 years to become a millionaire or hit that millionaire status. Now, I agree with that. Not that it takes 11 years to build a business to $1 million level, but that you have to go through this decade of sacrifice, because you're not going to know everything about how to build a business in the early stages. Once you figure it out, it can be much quicker. You might be able to do it in 12 months, maybe 24 months or 36 months, but you have to go through the 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years of hustle to learn, to figure it out. Once you figure it out, then it's much simpler. But you can't just ignore the process of figuring it out, and that's what takes the bulk of the time. So according to Forbes, that decade of sacrifice exists, so we'll put down 10 to 11 years over there. Now, if you are an entrepreneur or a business owner and you want to stay up to date on business trends and innovation, then you can join something like Business Briefs. It's a free newsletter that I created to help entrepreneurs, to help founders, and to help business owners stay up to date on what's happening with business trends and innovation and funding. That way you can make smarter decisions with your business. Business Briefs is completely free, so you have nothing to lose, and it does a lot of that research for you. So if you want to join Business Briefs, it's free, and I'll put the link to how you can join Business Briefs down in the description below. This leaves us with option E, which is find a job that pays you $1 million a year. Now, there's very few jobs that actually pay this much, which is why if you want to make this much money, you're probably going to have to be a C-level executive like the CEO of a big company. Now, the average CEO in America, according to Statistica, is 54 years old. And if you enter the workforce at 21, that means it's going to take you 32 years of climbing the corporate ladder to become the CEO of a company. And when I say 54 years old, I mean they're 54 years old when they're hired to be the CEO. Now that you understand the numbers, this is where you can work backwards and see which option is right for you. For the regular person, the average person who doesn't want to start their own business, who's not an entrepreneur, this is going to be the best option, where you just slowly keep investing your money and you want to invest more aggressively to hit the $1 million status sooner. How do you invest more aggressively? Well, you can spend less money or you can earn more money. You spend less money by cutting down your lifestyle, and you can earn more money by working to get a pay raise, working to get a promotion, or working to climb the corporate ladder. That way you can earn more money so you have more money to invest. Notice what I said, that you're earning more money to invest more aggressively, not to earn more money to live bigger. Because right now, if you want to become a millionaire, you need to be investing more aggressively. If you have more of the entrepreneurial mindset, if you don't mind taking on more risk, then this is going to be a better option for you. Investing in your own business. How can you grow your business? How can you invest in yourself? At this point, you want to be spending as much of your money investing into your business, investing into your mind, investing into your own education, because you can spend money to earn the knowledge that you need in order to build a $1 million business or a multi-million-dollar business. And you don't have to spend $1 million to learn what it takes to build a $1 million business. You can spend a fraction of that. But it's going to be years of you going through the work, of putting in the effort. Now, I know social media makes it seem like you can do this in 12 months, but the reality is if you want to be able to do it in 12 months, you already have to go through that decade of sacrifice, of putting in the work, going through the failures, of figuring it out. Now, some people will be able to do this faster. Some people will take a lot longer. But this is where understanding that you have to go through the work to learn how it works before you can actually do it. This is why becoming a millionaire is more math than it is luck, because most of the time we assume that if we want to become a millionaire, you have to achieve this, which means that you're not going to be around here long enough to actually see that $1 million, or you have to do this, and now you have to be one of the few people who actually become a CEO in this country, when in reality, for the majority of people, it's either B or D. And these two options are available for everybody. Now the question is, how do you actually do it? And this is now investing your own money into your own education. It's investing your own time into your own education and actually putting it in action. Option B and option D are available for every single person to become a millionaire, but you have to start by understanding what the options are, the effort that it's going to take, and then just work backwards. The problem is most people don't want to wait this long to actually achieve that millionaire status. Now, of course, you can shorten this time by working to spend less and earn more so you have more money to invest, but the majority of people don't want to do that. And the majority of people don't want to spend all that time and effort to actually build $1 million business. So what do? Well, then they try to do this. And then what happens is the majority of people who do this end up losing everything. And now you assume that in order to become a millionaire, you need all the luck in the world. When in reality, it's just a math equation, and now you have to work backwards. The majority of businesses will fail. Then out of the small businesses that succeed, most of them will never make $1 million in a year. And out of those companies that make $1 million in a year, most of those will never make $1 million worth of profit a year. It is very difficult to scale a business and make it successful.